Everyone, I hope that you're doing well. Listen, it's like super unbelievably bad when Americans can't even afford to eat. Talk about rationing meals. Sometimes it's worse than that. Listen to this lady, listen to this clip. Unbelievable.
Cost of food. A few days ago, I did a post about what I'm doing to try to reduce the costs in my home, and I asked people what they were doing, partly because I thought it would help us share ideas with one another.
Okay.
But the amount of comments on that post where people are saying, I feed my children and I don't eat, or I eat every third day, or I'm eating one meal a day, or the bare minimum food is a pretty common trend in that post. While we've been watching this situation going on in Gaza, it's happening closer to home too. There are many people here who are literally that food insecure. And I know the whole platform was, oh, there's so much abuse and SNAP and this and that. There are actually people not eating for days here. And I don't think that's getting enough attention. Most of us can't see outside of our own situation. We don't understand what it's like to be in that situation. It's a bother to us to be proposed with people that are homeless. It's a bother to us to hear people complain that I'm hungry. But that post was pretty eye-opening to me. I know there's days when I don't eat a lot, but it's because I want to make things last. It's not because I don't have enough to get to the end of the month. The amount of people on that post that didn't have enough to get to the end of the month, or the ability to grow a garden, or the ability to have access to food, is pretty staggering. There's a lot of people saying, I feed my children and I don't feed myself. I've gotten to the point where I have to eat one meal a day only, or I have to go every other day. This is supposed to be a free, wonderful country, and there's people starving here.
And let's finish it. And the politicians, the leaders, they don't care. Yeah, I said it. And the politicians, they don't care. You think they don't know?
Or I have to go every other day.
And this is not on the news. You may say every now and then about the grocery prices, and on to the next. No one's saying anything. No one's doing anything. Why? They don't care. I was talking to this lady, and she was like, "Oh yeah," and they're doing this and that and the other. And long story short, what was happening was, it was so bad, I guess, in the area that a church came out, and they were giving out, I guess, like maybe some kind of frozen meat, like a chicken or something, and then I guess the rest was like frozen vegetables and stuff like that. And guess what happened? A whole lot of elderly people, retirees, showed up for the food. We're thinking they're retired. You're going to be all right. You got a guaranteed check. No, it's not all right. The same thing with working. Everything goes up in inflation. Everything but the paycheck, the food, the rent, the mortgage, the insurance, the gasoline. Everything goes up except the paycheck. And yet you're supposed to work a miracle. So much for the American dream, but that's okay. Don't forget, a dream is not reality. That's the dream. As I said before, who's going to pay the Americans reparations? Aside from FBA, my group, yeah, don't hold your breath on that. Sold a dream. Did what they said, and now you can't afford food or a place to barely lay your head. What are the politicians doing? What are they saying? From what I know, from what I hear, crickets.
But the amount of comments on that post where people are saying, I feed my children and I don't eat.
You wonder why people in the grocery stores stealing? You think? Full-time jobs and can't afford to eat. Can't afford a place to live. Now you see what I was hollering about with illegal immigrants. And don't forget with those illegal immigrants. The, obviously, there's a two-part card where you can get the food. And remember, it says EBT. And then there's EBT cash. They were giving them thousands of dollars a month. That's why they acted up in upstate when they realized the money wasn't coming. It was a new sheriff in town, the Trumpster. Look what they were giving those people. Why? That was going to be their new voting base. That was going to be the replacement. Cheaper labor. The rich get richer. They were not 500. They were giving them thousands of dollars a month in food stamps and an EBT cash. Who wouldn't show up, Buttercup? I would. Free money, free food. But then I hear Americans are getting like $80, $60. What the hell? What you gonna do with that? That's probably 2 meals. Ooh. So now we're to the point, and I don't think all these people are unemployed. A lot of them are working.
Because I thought it would help us share ideas with one another. But the amount of comments on that post where people are saying, I feed my children and I don't eat, or I eat every third day, or I'm eating 1 meal a day, or the bare minimum food.
I eat. How is that possible? Eating every third day. How is that possible? How is it? What's the saying? Where do they do that at? Every third day. Say what? How was that possible? Eating every third day? Every third day. And the food pantry, good luck. Some people that used to donate to the food pantry, they are now patrons of the food pantry. Food pantry's been running out of money. They need to adjust what the qualifications are for this EBT. Like I said, remember the illegal immigrants, they were getting thousands of dollars for food. Crazy. And cash.
It's a pretty common trend in that post.
And it's common because you know why it's common? Because that's what a lot of people are experiencing. One thing I can say about social media, and I'm glad TikTok is still around, people going through this, when you look on social media, you can see, hey, you know what? It's not just me. So don't try to internalize the hurt, the pain, or yourself as a failure. Because guess what? It's not you. This system, now don't forget, this one that blows my mind. People say, oh, you got to work within the system. Well, the system is corrupt. The system is not unfair. Well, that's all we got. Oh, see, so a lot of people, it was working for them. It really was. And for those it wasn't working for, you got to work within the system. Well, guess what? With this right here, let's see people work within the system. Let's see you feed yourself and your family within the system. Let's see you afford it within the system. The system is broken. It's been broken. But in this administration, as I said before, said again, child, anybody can get it. Anybody can get it. Anybody can get it. Look what they gave the illegal immigrants. And see, now it's crunch time. But the money we owe China. And now it's like the worst time, but it's crunch time. The politicians, what are they doing? I haven't seen one politician yet to say, hey, let's implement a plan where we can try to help feed American families, bring jobs. I just haven't seen it. And I don't mean, oh, it's really bad. We know that. What's the plan of action? What's the POA, plan of action? Earn your pay like Americans do. Just sitting up there wearing suits and going to a meeting over here and over there. Get off your butt and help these people out, the American people out. Make me want to, ugh. This is crazy. 3 days? Man, if I skip one day, that's going to be a problem. 3 days. And you don't think the children notice that the parents aren't eating?
While we've been watching this situation going on in Gaza, it's happening closer to home too.
And being ignored.
There are many people here who are literally that food insecure. And I know the whole platform was, oh, there's so much abuse and SNAP and this and that.
And you know what abuse? Let's talk about this abuse. I'm glad you mentioned that. There's so much abuse. Well, when you were giving those illegal immigrants the taxpayers' money off the EBT and EBT cash, to me, that's abuse. We sitting up here worried about folks across the way so we can have some influence. That's abuse. Not taking care of your people, that's abuse. Let's try it again. Where did the money come from? The taxpayers. That's also abuse to see people implied and just look the other way. Keep on going, hey, like everything's cool, and it's not. To me, that's abuse. Ignoring the plight of the American people. So we have food insecurity, job insecurity, housing insecurity. Wow. But hey, this is where dreams come true. To me, that's the lie that they tell you. You can be whatever you want to be. You work hard, and you still might starve. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. So yeah, all about abuse, man. They don't care. Look at Washington D.C. To me, that's a whole lot of abuse there.
Literally that food insecure.
Mm-hmm.
And I know the whole platform was, oh, there's so much abuse and SNAP and this and that. There are actually people not eating for days here.
And to me, that is abuse as well. American suffering. So much abuse. Was it abuse when you were giving that money out to non-Americans? And don't forget, guys, the EBT cash. Woo, must be a 2-for-1. Food and cash. What can you, and then stand in a hotel. Really now. Wow. Skipping meals or once a day, then it's so bad. Skipping meals for 3 days. Now I thought she was being facetious. What the girl say? Yeah, I went to the doctor, and he said, "Well, last time you were here, you've lost pounds." He said, "You've lost 14 pounds, girl. I wish they could say that about me." She said, "Yeah, it wasn't on purpose. She couldn't afford food." Wow, this is crazy. Not by design. She wasn't on that treadmill or getting Ozempic. It wasn't, Ozempic. No, it was called, oh, can't afford the groceries. You know, inflation has got to go. It's crazy. And even though it may not be you or me, it is bothersome. Anyway, let me know what you all think. Yeah, let's talk about the abuse. The way the American people are being neglected. To me, that's abuse. That is abuse. Thanks for watching. Feel free to comment, like, subscribe, and share, and I'm out. Love you guys.